Hey guys, this is my first how-to video. It's how to go birding. I'm going to show you guys what you need first. Also, for those of you who don't know what birding is, it's going out to some sort of wildlife habitat set aside for just the preservation of nature and seeing what kind of birds you can spot. Uh, I developed sort of a mental list of species I haven't seen, such as one species I recently crossed off my list was wood ducks. I've been really wanting to see those for a long time. I heard about them in class, and I looked at them, learned about them a little bit, what they do. They're the only perching bird or perching duck, ducks that perch in a tree, which I think is pretty interesting, and they just look neat. But anyways, enough about that. Uh, yeah, you just go out there and let's say you make a list of animals you want to see, like animals you picked out of a field guide, which I'm about to talk about, and you just try to go out there and see if you can see it, and maybe get some pictures of it, or just the satisfaction of simply just seeing it, knowing that you saw it. It's there, it's still there, it still exists. Uh, so yeah, that's what birding is. It's just going and seeing different kinds of birds, being able to identify different birds, and just enjoy being out in nature and seeing what's out there and what the world has to offer. Okay, so any aspiring birder, unless they already know a million birds, is going to want some sort of bird guide. But since I'm a wildlife major, one of my classes, Ecology and Systematics of Mammals and Birds, had me buy a bird guide, a bird field guide, and what I have is the Sibley Guide to Birds, the second edition, and it's really useful. It has all kinds of birds in it. It helps you identify what's in there, what the birds look like. Whether they're flying or walking around. Even provides comparisons to lookalikes, and differences between like adults and juveniles. It organizes them really well too. It starts with, I believe, ducks and geese and swans, and then goes through game birds, grebes, shorebirds, and then owls, so on and so forth. The biggest chunk of the book is the songbirds. But yes, anyways, so a bird field guide so you can identify the birds you're looking at. That helps, and it makes it more exciting to know what you're looking at. Next, probably a decent camera. What I have is the Nikon Coolpix L830. I got it for my birthday a few years ago actually. But anyways, just get something with a decent zoom. Mine can't really attach any lenses, but it still zooms pretty well and takes decent pictures. 34 times zoom is what I have, so something about like that. It depends on where you're going also and how far away the bird is, but this suits my needs mostly, so I'm going to take that with me. And next, if you don't want to actively take pictures to see the birds, you just want to look at them, get yourself a nice pair of binoculars. These are specifically birding binoculars I got for Christmas about 10 years ago. I'm 21 now. But yeah, this has about a 45 times magnification. Nope, I was wrong, 30. I thought it was more. But yeah, just your standard coarse magnification lever. It zoomed all the way out, zoomed all the way in. Base is 10, max is 30, and then the fine focus knob. Pretty standard for binoculars. But yeah, these are our three main pieces of gear that we're going to be taking out. So I'm going to walk there first, and I'm going to skip that part because nobody wants to watch it. So I will start videoing when I get there. Okay, so after a short walk, I'm almost there. It's the Celery Bog nature area. It's a wetland, so primarily ducks and shorebirds, wading birds, stuff like that. But yeah, it's this way, walking backwards now. But yeah, just another short hike, and I'll be at the dock where we'll be able to see some birds. But I wish I would have had the foresight to make this video a few weeks earlier, because there were tons of birds migrating up from the south. But now they're mostly gone, but there still should be some, so let's see how many birds we can find. On the hike, see a squirrel over there. He has a walnut. It's a fox squirrel, if I remember correctly. Even more hiking. Okay, I'm here. I'm at the boardwalk. I'm already all set up. My camera has its batteries in it. This is my gear station. Not too many different kinds of birds out today. Like I said, I should have went out here a few weeks ago. But I do see one out there. It's a Canada goose. So, you know, nothing anyone hasn't seen before. I'll have to zoom in over there with my binoculars to see what's over there, but I bet they're American coots. It looks like different kinds of ducks. I'll insert some pictures of what else I see out here. I did see, yeah, so way over there is a great egret. I've only ever seen them in Florida, but now they're up here in Indiana as they're migrating. So I'm going to take some pictures of what I see out here, and I'll probably label them so that way you guys know what it is. Alright, just a minute. Okay, so I was able to get a few species, but I'm going to show you guys how to use the book in the field. I do not know what that is. There it is. So yes, it has a red eye and a dark bill, and it looks like a female of whatever it is. So let's use the book. It's a duck, so it's going to be in the beginning. Okay, not a goose. Okay, we're getting closer. Okay, still in the right area. Looks like it could be a cinnamon teal or a gargany based on the red eye and the dark bill. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys. So, yeah, I saw some great blue herons. I'm going to take some pictures of those for you guys. Hey guys, so I'm back from the celery bog. I did try to get some songbirds in the forested part, but that proved to be difficult. I only got a picture of a robin, but it did lead me to realize that I left out a very important part of birding, and that is learning to identify through song. And that's different from a call, because a song is repeated notes, many notes in succession, often used by a male, but not all the time, for, let's say, to assert dominance or look for a mate. And then there's a call, which is one note emitted by the bird. It could mean many things. It could be an alarm call, it could be a distress call, it could have many sorts of meanings, but that aside, before you learn to identify using calls, you got to know what to listen for and what that specific call or song belongs to, which bird is emitting that sound. So I did a quick Google search. It's North American songbird songs, just generic Google search, and the first thing that came up was bird sounds and bird calls in USA and Canada, 602 species at birdsounds.net. And so it has a whole list of North American bird sounds. So let's do the robin, which I did get. Most of you are probably familiar with this bird. Or let's do a different one. Let's do a wood thrush. These have neat calls. So yes, basically using websites or even YouTube searches for different bird calls can help you build up your knowledge repertoire and learn to identify what's out there without actually having to see it. Because a lot of the times you hear a bird, you don't know what it is. Your natural reaction is going to be to look up and see what it is. But a lot of the times you can't do that because the canopy is closed. The leaves are blocking whatever is making the sound. So it's helpful to know what is making that sound without having to visually identify it. And that just expands your horizons for birding tremendously. It's a load of fun to point out to your friends and family and say, hey, that is a scarlet tanager or a red-winged blackbird, both of which I've heard in many individuals out in the forest today. And one other note, I know I said that birding, my definition of birding was going out to a preserved area of woodland or any natural area that's been preserved, but you don't have to go out into nature to see birds. You can set up a bird feeder in your backyard, which is what my grandparents do, and you can see all sorts of birds that way. And sometimes you can see hawks try to get those birds, so that's also interesting. But yes, so there is also the option of going out into your neighborhood or into your backyard and seeing what kind of birds visit that area, and that's also a fun way and a cheap, easy way without having to travel long distances in order, to go birding. So there's that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found the tutorial useful. I just wanted to say that I am open to taking suggestions for tutorials. That I would think that would be a lot of fun and broaden my horizons as well, and as well for regarding skills that I can do that I currently can't, but I could learn to teach you guys, so that would be awesome. Just drop one of those suggestions in the comments below, and leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see videos similar to it. So thank you. See ya.